Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Clifton, Virginia and Westfields Golf Club. It's about 25-30 miles outside of the DC area, located in Northern Virginia. This has been on my list to play. I'm so excited to get it on my channel. I played this years ago. I think I played it once or twice, but it was before I've taken golf seriously, so I don't remember much. So I'm really excited to get this on here. This is touted as one of the more premier, better courses to play, and the price tag does kind of show. My only gripe about this place, and I guess you could argue that this is golf everywhere, is that the price tag's a little high. I think it's like 120 plus on the weekends. But as I'm touring you around the clubhouse, you guessed it, that is Mr. Fred Couples. Freddie is the absolute man. Fun fact, he's my favorite golf swing of all time. In fact, my kids growing up, if they take golf, aka they're going to take up golf, I'm going to show them videos of Fred Couples. He's the definition of Tempo Town. But this course, and I hope I get this right, this course is a Fred Couples designed course, and I think it's like the only one in the area, maybe in the state. So if you like Freddie, come check this out. You got to do it in honor of him. But let's get to the course itself. If you're going to be paying a premium price for this, then you better have a good atmosphere. And one of the things Westfields does phenomenally, it really gives you like a club membership vibe where they pick you up in the parking lot, they clean your clubs at the end, you get towels in the cart. It's little touches like that that really give you a good look and feel. But let's dive into the golf. This is hole one. I messed up the camera angle, so I just took a video of hole one tee shot, and I did end up on the right fairway. We are playing the blue tees, which is about 6,500 yards. This is a par 71, and it's playing to a 71.6 rating and a 137 slope. Long-winded way of saying it's a tough course. Funny enough, if you look at the scorecard, I think they call the tips the boom booms. Absolutely love that. We're not playing the booms. We're not playing over 7,000 yards. We're going to play this comfy at 6,500, and hopefully we have ourselves a day. Hole one complete. We end up scrambling for par, and keep in mind, I actually got here kind of late, so we're not warm. Why do I mention that? Oh boy, you hate to see it. I got really lucky. I actually hit a tree and it went backwards, so I probably lost like 20 yards, but I end up staying on this side where I thought I was going to cut over to the next fairway. I decided to just take a hybrid and punch it out. You can see the flag over there where I don't think I can reach with the branches in the way, so I do the quote-unquote smart thing. Guess we had to lay up there. Hated it, but you know what? If you can rely on your short game to get up and down, why not, right? So this is a really, really good chip shot, as you can see. One thing that I learned very quickly on the first hole or two, the greens are fast. Kudos to Westfield. This was shot in April of 2024, and the greens were very, very good condition. And oh yeah, here we go. The signature hole, the par 3. This was the thumbnail. This is what they're known for, and it just sucks. My only thought here was do not hit in the water. Don't make a fool of yourself. I take my like 200 to 205 club. I sail it. Didn't make any sense. I thought the wind was in our face. I end up playing a provisional because I think I launched it over and I don't remember what was back there. Spoiler alert, couldn't find it. So we are now hitting 4 on the one hole that I actually cared about. If you just saw the views there, look at the views here. It is such a cool, beautiful hole. It's an pretty much all carry, beautiful par 3. And I guess to say we walk away with a double, we'll take it. You know, that's just a bonehead error on my play. I think I misread the wind, took too much club, but you live and you learn. Let's move on. Bad double to start. The first par 5, we have 540 yards. And again, I can't tell if the wind was behind and front swirling. According to the card, that went like 300 plus yards. I don't hit it far. I caught it really good. I probably hit it like 270, 275, which is good for me, but I don't know if I caught a speed slot, if the wind was swirling, but we end up laying it up. If you saw the shot that I had back there, it made sense to kind of push it into this pocket. The balls all feed into this portion anyway. You can see all the divots to my left. Rely on the short game, like I said. I hit a decent wedge shot. The contour of this green, and again, shout out to Westfield. Some of the holes, I'll admit there are a few holes that are kind of vanilla, but the cool part is the greens are always, you know, it's very complex and you have to pick your spots strategically. We end up with a 2-putt par. We will take it. And oh man, speaking of, I mean, I don't know if I'm on steroids or if Westfield's, I think the fairways are just really firm. They're rolling out. It's really cool. It felt like a long hitter. That's a 420-yard par 4, and we have 94 in. I did not hit it 316, although, I mean, did I? I definitely 100% caught like a speed slot, so another thing where if you play this course enough, I think you'll know where to hit and where to ideally miss. But if you hit certain parts of the fairways, you can catch like another 30 to 40 yards worth of roll. That birdie putt, by the way, oh my God. In my head, I was like, I made it. We nailed it. Barely missed it. 2-putt comfy par. On to the next hole, and we have a 460 par 4, and it's funny, replaying this round in my head, I get the last hole and this hole mixed up. They're like the same thing. Not as good as the drive, so this is the shot of the day. Oh my God, I don't know if you just heard that. The guy that I was playing with was hyping this shot up. That didn't leave the pin. I hit a 3 hybrid. My 3 hybrid, depending if I choke up or choke down, that can be a 200 to 225 club. I guess I caught that higher on the 205, 210 side because the first bounce was on, we rolled past, but it's okay for missing greens. I mean, the way we're playing today, the short game is dialed. We end up getting up and down. Here's another cool par 3. The one thing that I absolutely love, I mean, the par 3s on this course, I might put them up against any other par 3s in the area. This one was a really cool, it's visually appealing. It wasn't like a turtleback kind of elevated green, but it also wasn't. You had bunkers, and even though it's a very straightforward one, the greens were tricky. Do not miss left. It's kind of tight on the right, so yeah, easier said than done. Just hit the green. But we end up with a 2-putt comfy par. We are not mad. We're rolling. Outside of that really bad double on the signature hole where I just misjudged the wind and played too much club, we're kind of dialed right now. We have another par 4, and again, maybe my one pet peeve, this par 4 is like the other ones I was just venting about. It's just straight, has trees. The green complex, and look how many bunkers there are. Do we have enough bunkers here? Mr. Freddie Couples, sir. We have enough bunkers. Come on. Of course I have to hit it into one. But again, that's maybe the one downside of this. There are about 4 to 5 holes that just blend together. They're just straight, covered by tree lines. Maybe there's a bunker in the fairway, maybe not. Even the first par 5 that you saw, I think that was hole 4. Yeah, nothing too crazy there. So we end up in the bunker. We get it out. You know, yes, we got it out, but it wasn't as close as I wanted. We'll take the 2-putt and move on. So not the best bogey, but you know what? That was a higher handicap. Actually, it might even be handicap 1 if I remember correctly, but we have a very short par 4 to make up for those long ones. So funny enough, I should have checked the mini map. You can see in front of me, it runs out of fairway and real estate. Super long hitters, be careful. I hit that drive like 265 and I ended up almost at the edge of the fairway, and dart alert, we throw a really, really good one. Can we finish the 9 on a birdie?
Go.
Tweet. My man James over there on the right, he's from Hong Kong. Nicest dude ever. James, I wish you luck, buddy. He brought some good vibes. The other guy was paired with good vibes. We are rolling. Let's go. Hole 10. We finished that side +2, aka just that one bad double, so we're pretty much playing to scratch. If I'm hitting this shot, I mean... fairway bunkers, I mean, all my golfers can feel me. Fairway bunkers, 100 to 130 yards, absolutely miserable. I take a 9-iron, somehow pure it, and I put it to about 8-9 feet. The guy who I was paired with, I don't know if you saw, I barely tapped that and it rolled down. Going back to the green complex, they're super complicated. I don't know how that didn't roll back. Even the guy I was with was like, how did that stay up on the shelf? You saw I barely tapped it and it went. Anyway, 2-putt comfy par after a fairway bunker. And if I have the command of a drive, it's funny. This is one of the best driving days I've had in a while. I was thinking draw, and baby drew right down the middle. If we're going based off the card, even though I don't know if it's right or not, that was another 300-plus yard drive. I personally think that was closer to like 275, 280. It just shows that if you know where the sweet spots are, I think I caught a really, really gracious speed slot, and it rolled for like another 30-ish yards. I had a 5-6 iron in, and we don't hit the best strike with it. It was kind of like a weak open face push cut that ended up short right. But you know what? We have a straightforward chip, which I put to about 4 feet, and there we go. Tweet. We get up and down for the bird. We are 1 over through 11. We are rolling. Let's do this thing on a par 3 where I'm convinced there's just wind that I couldn't figure out. My 5-iron, it's about a 190 club, and this just rolled way past. So I don't know what happened. I remember my first bounce was definitely on the green. It just kept going, but I think the wind was just playing games with me. Doesn't matter. The way that we're playing, we're going to get up and down. So Notice I barely chipped that. I actually missed my spot by like a yard. I was trying to hit it more right to keep it high, but it doesn't matter if I can save 8-9 footers, for par. It's just your day. So still 1 over, great scrambling par there. And here's a short par 4 where a good example of how position's way more important than just bombing it. So even though it's like 350 yards, you can see I hit mine, and I actually didn't hit it good, but it's all downslope the second half. You can see on the screen. This is one of the hardest shots. So if you can't tell, I'm in the deep rough. I'm on a downhill lie, so balls below my feet, all slanted. It was just so tough. If I could go back, I would probably play like a 200-yard club, 225 off the tee. Because if you can stay on that top half, top shelf, you can have a full flat lie wedge in, as opposed to trying to bomb it and send it. You're going to have like a really weird, awkward lie where like the ball's below your feet. So again, live and you learn. I made a mess of this hole, and if I can please save bogey, I will be so happy. There we go. Not mad at all. I will take a bogey after that blunder, and then, hey, coolest hole. I remember this one. Everyone who plays Westfields probably gets excited for this one. I remember looking at the card. The card has it at 264. It was actually playing 274 today, obviously where the pin and tees are, but I was laughing to myself because the exact distance of my driver is around 270. So I hit it to about pin high on the right. I don't know how it was possible. I mean, there's like a million bunkers on the right that I somehow missed. We end up chipping on, and this is a hole that I replay in my head over and over. I had such a good round. I'm looking back at this one. I had like a 6-7 footer for birdie, and I don't regret the driver play. I mean, for people that can control their driver, for very long hitters, that's probably just like a 3-wood for you, but don't regret that at all. Just wish I capitalized on that putt. But you know what? We have a par 5, and we're in pretty good shape to start. I end up hitting, I don't know how it ended up in the fairway, stayed in there, not the first cut or the bunker, but I lost that in the air. It ended up being right there. I lay up because I don't have enough bop to get there in 2, but hey, what's the theme of the day today? Rely on the short game. You've been playing well. This wedge shot was mediocre at best. Imagine Richard Sherman voice there. But man, if I could have got this a little bit closer, I could have capitalized. You can see the green complex. It was like a 2-tier. I was on the bottom tier. That putt I just had, that lag putt right there, it wasn't easy. So to toot my horn for a second, that was a really, really good lag putt, and we can clean up for a 2-putt comfy par. And then, man, this hole, I remember when I stepped on, I was laughing to myself. It looked super short. I saw it was only 350. Like, yep, let's just send it. Let's do driver wedge. I almost go OB. So we pull hook it. Not the best drive, but I'm lucky that the rough was thick enough. And it kind of gets open. You can see it opens up here. But the more left you are, you have to do a force carry over that water. So I'd recommend try to either leave it short or short right. It'll kind of take that water out of play. I end up get lucky. Like I said, rely on the short game, and oh my God, Mark, you dog, you big handsome man, you. Oh my gosh. We're 1 over through 17. Can I find one more birdie and finish even par for basically the first time playing this course in maybe 5-6 years? We're just going to say the first time in a while. I took an 8-iron at a 146 pin, and I end up so short. There was definitely wind. I'm just not accounting for it because I actually hit that really good and was somehow short. We end up taking a 9-iron bump and run, and I'm very happy with that result. It leaves me about a 4 or 5 footer to clean up for par, and we can live to see another day to hopefully find a birdie. Yikes, we smoked it. I am Smokey Robinson over here. That's a really, really bad bogey on a straightforward par 3. And again, I forgot to mention, a really cool and visual appealing par 3. The last hole, the final hole, it's a medium to longer par 4. I mean, 420-ish yards. It's not short in my opinion, but I almost lost that ball. I barely cleared the bunker, end up in the right rough. This might be shot of the day. I had to figure out a way to fade it around the trees. It was 164 with a 158 carry, and I'm like, my 7-iron should be enough. And when I got to the green, I started laughing to myself, like, how did it get this close? I somehow threw like a blind shot to about 7-8 feet. And look at the green complex. I barely tapped that one and it flew. Obviously, you have to hear the cup on your last putt, no gimmies, and there we go. That is a par. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my best rounds of 2024 on a fantastic course. I think I was able to score well because the greens, the shape, everything was fantastic. But I appreciate you sticking to the end, and if you have stuck this far, shoot me a sub. Would really mean the world to me.